Hey guys, this little gaming here, back telling you how to beat casinos, and this time we're tackling one of the most complicated Ultimate X bonus streak poker. So on regular Ultimate X, it's really simple. Nothing, oh look, somebody left us some multipliers, cut the bet in half, play one hand. Shockingly enough, having the game approximately 192% in your favor resulted in me winning more than I should have. Ta-da! Really simple. Ultimate X bonus streak is different. So where to even find this game? Well, these days, it's once in a while in a standalone cabinet. But the new All-Star and the new Superstar machines tend to have it as one of the options. So on a bet of 50, I won 170. So then you go to the next one, 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 and so on. And then you would change from nickels to dimes to quarters to dollars to $5, whatever they have on the machine, run the whole thing, play all the multipliers. If there's anything there, you play it. You cut the bet in half, you play one hand. Really simple. I got a whole video on it if you're interested. Link in the description in the comments, of course. But Ultimate X bonus streak. Ultimate X's weird cousin that they try to avoid at Thanksgiving. Let's talk about that one. So in bonus streak poker, you can get the next 5 hands in a row worth of multipliers. Like on a full house, you see I got 2, 3, 4, 8, 12. Now I had an existing stack of 2, 3, 4, but because I got 3 of a kind or better, it turned all of the multipliers above it into 12s. And then I got a full house here. It didn't go 2, 3, 4, 8, 12 because there was already multipliers here. It's just any qualifying hand will turn anything above it into 12s. Unless you're already on the top one of the stack, then it will go higher above it. I know, complicated. Imagine doing the math for this one. So the way it works on this one is, regular Ultimate X, you get a 2x for jacks or better, you get a 3x for 2 pair, and then you get a 4x for 3 of a kind. On this one, it's nothing, effectively, nothing. And then you get 2, 3, 4 for 3 of a kind, all through a flush, and then on a full house, you get the full stack. Anything above that, you get the full stack. So pretty hard to stack stuff up unless you get dealt 3/8 like that. So when would you stop playing? I mean, you can look at this right now and say, yeah, this is obviously in my favor because you're playing regular poker for 5, and then you're paying 5 more for the feature. Now, if I were to cut my hand in half, my bet in half, I don't get those multipliers. They'll just stay there forever. Nothing happens because they fixed that problem in every game made after 2002, I think. So yeah, not gonna get away with that. So you got to bet max. So then, oh my gosh, like I said, the question is, when do you jump off? Dude, trips into trips. That's actually kind of nuts. Hey, no quads. It's just like a real casino. By the way, this is just a simulator on a website. I'm not playing for real money. I have to say that because of YouTube's rules. So obviously we got a stack of 12s there. This is like a dream hand. I think it's Jack King instead of 8-9. Boy, I mean, that's a lot of money. That was not good cards, and I made 300 on 100. Let's see what else we get. Gonna play out the 12s. Got some deuces, got 2 pair. Nice. No house. So right now I jump off because there's no multipliers. You're playing at a massive disadvantage if it's blank. But how good is good enough? Well, it's way above my ability to do math, but luckily for me, somebody else did the work. That's right, the legend himself hit this one, Michael Shackleford from Wizard of Odds. So shout out to him for doing the work that I never would have been able to do. And he is a pretty darn talented coder and mathematician. And he said about this one, and I quote, "It was a very difficult and time-consuming project. I consider it one of my proudest works." Yes, this is pretty much one of the toughest ones he's ever worked on. So now that you know just basically how the game functions and how you play it, you walk up to a machine, you're checking all the combinations, empty, and then, okay, you come across this. Is this good enough to play? Well, the first thing you need to do is take every line that doesn't have a multiplier on it and pretend there's a 1 there. Now add up just the next hand, okay? So not anything above it, just the multipliers for the next hand. If it is 21 or higher, you should play it. This one is 16, so that's a no, but there's a second condition. If the total multipliers add up on the next 2 hands to 34 or higher, then you should play it, but don't forget to add an extra 1x on every line because, you get a 1x then a 1x. Every line has a 1x. If it was a 0x, you wouldn't get paid even if you won. Now remember, don't forget to add a 1x right there because we're going 2 layers up, the 4 would be gone at that point, so there's an implied 1x there. So those add up to 31. Well, 31 is less than 34, so that's out. And then as you might have suspected, you go up to the 3rd level. So if those equal 43, then you should play it. And that's it. So you might be wondering, well, why doesn't it go to the 4th and 5th level? I was wondering that myself and I had some theories. So I ran an amount of simulations that I don't even want to go into. But oh my gosh, leave a like on the video. And subscribe if you want more tips on how to beat casinos. I don't know why you wouldn't at this point in the video, but figured I'd remind you. If the multipliers failed on check 1, check level 2, and check level 3, there is no condition under which 4 and 5 would equal a number that would actually happen. You're 4 hands away, and the answer to the next 3 is no, it's not in your favor. So the number that you'd have to reach would be so high, it would be like into the 60s, that if the multipliers added up to 60, then the numbers under it would have added up to 21, 34, or 43 already. So there is no condition under which you have to count past 3. Just take my word for it. My head seriously hurts after doing that. So if you're wondering why the number is 21 on the first line, you shouldn't be, because you're paying 1x per line to just play the game, and then you're actually paying double, so you would need a 20x return, and then the number's 21 because you want it to be in your favor. Oh, and because the game has a 4% casino edge, of course. That's not exactly rocket science. I think a moderately intelligent orangutan can figure that out. Also, if anybody has a moderately intelligent orangutan, I have a really crazy idea for like a slots video. Hit me up. We'll try and work something out. He's got to be able to pull a slot, but I'll tell you what, I'll pay double if he can throw craps. All right, if you can get them dice going, I'll pay triple if he can throw good craps. Okay, if he throws like 2 11s in a row, I'm just saying. So how'd we get to 34? That's where like I don't even want to see the math. I can't imagine what his code looks like. He used something called matrix algebra. I don't even know what that is, but somehow we landed on 34, and God bless him for doing the numbers. I would have just said it's 41 and moved on with my life, knowing darn well that you could probably shave it a little bit lower because of the retrigger chance. So what about jacks are better, bonus poker, pretty much everything other than deuces, even triple. The short version is the numbers are the same because you would alter your keeps based on the game, not the pay table, sort of. And if there is a slight variance, it's less than like a rounding of one multiplier. That's an oversimplification of it, but I doubt anyone out there cares about the math. So what about 3-line and 5-line though? It's really similar, but there's something I should mention first. So first of all, on 3-line and 5-line, straights are 2, 4, 8 instead of 2, 3, 4, which is like a big difference, with the exception of bonus deluxe. So jacks are better, bonus, double, all that, they all play the same. For some reason, just bonus deluxe is 2-5 on a straight. I'm sure they had a wonderful reason for doing that. I don't know what it was, and that's a shame because that's my favorite pay table. That said, the numbers still apply correctly to this to the best of my ability to do math. So on 5-line poker, that isn't deuces wild, so any pay table other than that, you're looking at 11, 18, and 26. Once again, that's next hand plus the one after it, and next hand for the next 3 total for 11, 18, and 26 respectively. Don't forget to add a 1x on every line that doesn't have a multiplier or wouldn't at that level at that time. Then for 3-line, it gets a little bit weird because it is 7, 10, and then there is no 3 for a similar reason that there is no 4 and 5 on the previous ones. If you got to the 3rd level, then by default, the ones under it have to be at least 2 and 4, and then there's an invisible 1 on the other line, so you would always qualify for 7 or 10. Or as I like to put it, if anything stacked up to the 3rd, just play it. So for deuces, the mult table's completely different, pretty harsh. It starts at a flush, full house, and 4 of a kind, and then you don't get the full stack until you get a straight flush, which is pretty hard to get on deuces. So the more common way to get a big stack up to 12 is to just get a flush, full house, or 4 of a kind, and then the same thing again in a row so that the 2 and the 4 turn into 12s. Now that said, the numbers on deuces for 10-line are 21, 32, 44. On 5-line poker, it's 11, 15, and 25. And then on 3-line, it's 7 and 10. With the 3rd number being irrelevant. And if this is making your head spin, stay till the end because I'll make it way simpler. Now, if you're thinking, I'll never remember that. Yeah, probably not. I don't remember half the numbers for anything that's not relevant to my local casino. So I've got a little text file on my phone that I just opened, but I made you guys a little present. If you're watching this on a smartphone, just take a screenshot. And if you're watching this on a computer, just pull out your phone and take a snap of the screen. Now, I should remind you, you don't have to play these numbers. You can set your own personal numbers higher. I mean, if you're running $25 hands and you're at like 103% because you're just barely over it, you could lose a lot on that one. In my experience, running thousands of hands on 10-line, it's just awful. 5 and 3 tend to either win or crap out really quickly. So I set my own personal limit a little bit higher on 10-line. Anyway, boom, reference chart. You're welcome, and if you want to leave a big ol' thanks, well, you could actually literally leave a super thanks on the video, but otherwise I'd just appreciate it if you tell your friends, if you hit subscribe to check out more of my content about how to beat casinos, and leave a big ol' like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.